Okay. Let's get to work. Hang on. Let's move this microphone a little bit closer to me so that my voice can be heard among the American people. My constituents on YouTube. This fabulous Blue Yeti, which has a horrible reputation for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. It's a perfectly fine microphone. And let's play some music. Let's play this music. Yeah, that one. Oh, that is the wrong... That's the wrong one. There we go. And that is the wrong stream head. There we go. Okay. There we go, that's the right one. No, let's not do that. Okay. This is not Hopes and Dreams, this is Field of Hopes and Dreams. This is not Sans Undertale, this is Sans Deltarune. Anyway, you know what? I guess I should. I'm cleaning up a shot tonight. Probably won't finish it tonight because it's a pretty big shot, but this is the shot.
Deadly terror strikes in the ordinarily peaceful Lodo, Denver district tonight as a series of increasingly disturbing events believed to be connected to a murder at Grilby's bar earlier today leads to not one, not two, but 3 large explosions, which completely leveled the government-funded research lab on Raleigh Street. I'm Tom Pussylips with MTT News. Tonight, we're going to be covering, to the best of our abilities, the tragic night which has left several injured and 1 dead.
That's what I'm working on right now. Where's Toon Boom? There it is. Probably won't finish tonight because it's a very big shot, but we can try. I just thought I'd cool down a little bit because I just got done doing a stupid essay proposal. Hey kids, don't go to college. This is me personally advocating that you don't get an education. And I can't find my smudge guard. I think I left it back home. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking something on Discord. So, if you are somebody who has watched my cartoons, which I assume you have, you know that this is my man Tom Pussylips, who is a news anchor in them. I just realized I drew his eyes a little bit too. His eyes are a little bit. There we go. This one's still too small. Yeah, that's better. Oh, you know what it was? It's because his hairline was, The door to Kingdom Hearts. It kind of reminds me of in Rick and Morty when they draw a character and they don't want, and they think he looks too normal to be in Rick and Morty. They take one of his eyes and they just lower it. It's a little weird, but I dig it. I don't do that because I like my characters looking normal for the universe, because it's kind of a normal universe when you think about it. The characters all deal with real-world problems like nuclear apocalypse and bringing two dates to the same dance, and having a coworker who longs to sleep with you and won't get the hint that you don't want to sleep with him. Oh, shit. God, it is so hot in this room. Where's my... Hang on a second, actually. I need to... Let me get a fan. I have a fan somewhere. Plug in. Plug it in. Oh no. Folks, we have a problem. It seems... Yep. That's... Oh no, there it is. I feared for a moment that I had left this fan back home. That would not be good, because I need this fan. This up right here. Okay, there we go.
Oh.
Sorry if there's going to be a little bit of fan noise.
Oh, shit.
Oh, hey, Michael.
Hey.
How's that essay? Did you get it? Did you trim it?
Oh, I did. Took me the whole goddamn day, though, because can't do anything.
See, I had the opposite problem. I'm working on I finished it. I was working on a proposal for an essay. And I just could not motivate myself to actually sit down and do the proposal.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well. I've been on a streak of being pretty motivated recently.
Sometimes I wonder if I might have, like, undiagnosed ADD or something.
I feel like there are probably a lot of people. I went for 5th grade until I found out, I think.
Oh, that's right. I have to relink your stream head to the thing because I switched around all my folders on my computer a while back. There we go. My roommate is out doing something, so I have the room all to myself, which is why I decided to stream.
Alright.
Hey, Michael, did you know that after the governor and the lieutenant governor and the attorney general, the next person in the line of succession in Virginia government is a guy who won a coin flip?
Cool.
He his
tradition strong.
he was elected with like a fucking by like a 1 vote margin, and then that vote ended up being not counted because it was a false vote. And then they flipped a coin to figure out who would be the representative of that area, and he won the coin flip.
Wow. Can't believe it.
That would be Virginia Speaker of the House of Delegates, something Cox, a man who is pulling a Mitch McConnell right now and like refusing to hear bills until he gets what he wants.
Ugh.
And that wouldn't concern me.
People don't get anything done because of this.
That wouldn't concern me ordinarily, except that currently all.
Because it's not what always happens. Just roll my eyes.
Well, no, specifically the part about him being next in line of succession. That wouldn't concern me, except that the governor, the lieutenant governor, and the attorney general are all embroiled in a controversy right now. So if, like, all 3 of them go down, the next guy in line is a guy who won a coin toss. I don't think all 3 of them will go down, because that would be hilariously unprecedented.
Just get rid of the whole administration. That would be unprecedented. There's no one left in the government to in the line of succession at all.
There were some jokes today about how the next guy in the line of succession is a bagger at Kroger. because everybody in the government is, like, facing a scandal right now.
Oh yeah, that's really funny.
Man, I wonder if this is what it's like to be a Trump supporter, because, all things considered, I think the governor's doing a pretty good job. Even when you take into account the whole blackface thing. Which happened 35 years ago. But I guess Virginia never forgets.
Never forget.
You know what they did forget was that in 1984, interracial marriage was illegal.
Yeah.
Suddenly the blackface don't seem so bad, does it?
I mean...
Still bad, but
still
like...
seems as bad as it was before. It's just like, oh yeah, that other thing is just as bad.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, how we were a bit... How we came from being like the furthest behind to being so far in the front.
Yeah. That's what I think a lot of people are forgetting right now, is that Virginia didn't used to be such a great state to be.
Yeah.
Especially
with all those unite the rights going on.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Should I draw the hairlines? I don't know, that might make it harder to animate. I'm not going to draw the hairlines.
Render the shadows in real time.
Believe me, if I could, I would.
Put subsurface scattering.
What if I put out the Twin Souls 5 and there's like a comment that's like, there wasn't any subsurface scattering, unsubscribe. Just like this guy who was really genuinely angry that I didn't put any subsurface scattering anywhere.
Oh man, how does that work on 2D vectors? I wonder how you would emulate that. I guess how you would do it in 3D art, and
just some crazy hard coloring.
Some crazy shading. I guess you're right.
Okay, let's extend the exposure.
Microsoft. Program language is one of the best ones we have. Why does it suck so badly? Bullshit. I mean, the answer is probably because if they updated, everything that wasn't up to date would break.
Yeah.
If they go too far ahead. It's like with a whole bunch of our, like, banks and shit, they're running really old shit. And, when they need someone to do something, it's hard to find them sometimes, because no one knows how to do it. It's too old. And bad.
I learned recently that they use Windows computers at the Pentagon, and that makes me really nervous. Like, can you imagine, like, a system that is used to launch nuclear weapons being run on, like, Windows Vista or some shit?
Oh.
Can you imagine having to explain to, like, Vladimir Putin, like, yeah, we didn't mean to launch that missile, it was a blue screen.
Yeah, COBOL. Yeah, COBOL is used, I'm looking at it. Primarily used in businesses, finance, and administrative systems for companies and governments. Still widely used in legacy applications deployed on mainframe computers. Yep. Declining popularity in the retirement of experienced COBOL programmers. Programs are being migrated to new platforms. Who knows how to do it? Most programming in COBOL is now purely just to maintain old systems. What is the Wikipedia page? 1959, damn, that's old.
That is old.
In computer age, that's like dinosaur.
that computer's old enough to be a racist.
You're right. English-like syntax. Over 300 reserved words. Let's see.
I saw this, like, Tim Pool video that was, like, he was asserting that Democrats are so crazy that they said that computers are racist. But if you, like, look at the quote...
Sorry.
COBOL
has been criticized throughout its life for its verbosity, design process, and poor support for structured programming.
COBOL has been criticized for being 55 years old.
Since its inception, it's been criticized for being complete piece of shit.
But yeah, I saw a Tim Pool video that was like, crazy leftist claims computers are, like, racist. But then if you, like, look at the quote he was citing, what she was actually saying was that a computer is designed with the biases of its creator. So, like, if an algorithm fails to take into account, say, Asian American faces in facial recognition,
oh, man,
that's a problem.
The example is always that it doesn't work on darker skin for facial recognition system.
There, a while back, there was some controversy because the iPhone X has a system where you can just look at your phone and it'll unlock.
Yeah.
If you have an Asian, this is horrible, but if you're Asian, any Asian person can open your iPhone.
That's hilarious.
People found out that if you were Asian and you set up your phone with facial recognition, pretty much any Asian person could look at your phone and unlock it with facial recognition.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Because what probably happened is that computers are racist. They probably used some kind of machine learning for that.
Yeah, there was probably like one Asian person working at Apple.
Maybe.
Or like something like that. Their R&D team didn't have very many Asian people working on it, and so...
Just image recognition software is just hard in general.
Yeah.
So the fact that that's what happened is just very funny to me.
What was that NBA game where you could take a photo of yourself and it would put your face onto a player?
Onto some monstrosity? I don't remember.
But like if you were like black or something, the facial recognition system would have a very hard time figuring out like who you were supposed to be.
Oh yeah, I think I remember. It couldn't figure out where like the curves of your face were.
Yeah.
Like that. The contrast. That's it.
Can you imagine some guy like releasing a major iPhone exploit, and then when people ask them, "How'd you figure out the exploit?" he's just like, I was Asian.
I passed it to my friend, and it opened automatically. My friend wanted to see the new iPhone, so I passed it to him. And then it just turned on and opened for him. That's an R&D flop right there.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the Note 7 exploded. Really
Hello,
bummed
Dimitri
out.
Kobos.
Really
How you
bummed
doing?
out that like 500 of them exploded. Mine got recalled.
I would I would be streaming on my main channel, but YouTube decided to fuck me again.
Again?
I served my 90-day sentence, but then the streaming restriction just wasn't lifted.
Right.
So I contacted YouTube, and they ghosted me
Great.
again.
Oh my god.
This company is run by legitimate Mongoloids.
Can't believe YouTube has a vendetta against Matt. Ooh, trending now. Newer Russia transcripts. Tesla Model 3 price cut.
Oh, dude, now it's finally $300,000 instead of $400,000.
Istanbul building collapse. Was that our fault? Let's go see.
In Istanbul? Probably not.
Yeah, but what if it was?
I mean, you can contact YouTube. Yeah, YouTube partners have the ability to contact YouTube, except sometimes they ignore you.
According to Istanbul's governor, the building had 43 people in it. Top 3 floors were built legally. Well, I don't know about... Alright, well, let's see. 8-story building. Wow.
Okay. Duplicate drawings. Drawing my OC is hard. Man, I feel you. I can't draw Bud the same way twice. Just can't do it. You know what's wrong with Skyrim these days? Everyone sucks on toes. The Battleborns suck on toes. The Greymanes suck on toes.
Don't get me started on the Undaunted.
Why, they suck the most toes of all. It doesn't matter who you are, if you're a Stormcloak, if you're an Imperial,
I really
if you're a
like the
vampire.
idea that the Greybeards, since they've been separated from society for like, I don't know how long they've been up there, but they're just really not with the times.
Yeah.
They're all like really old, and they haven't had any contact with history.
Yeah.
It'd be like someone still thinking World War I was going on.
Yeah, like okay, so like imagine if you like took a World War I veteran, You froze him, and then you, like, thawed him out in, like, 2012, and he looks at the newspaper and he's like, there's a black president?
Yeah, that's what it's like.
I mean, alright, I guess. The Dragonborn is a Khajiit? I mean, I guess there's no rules against that.
We're just surprised. There were like 20 of you in Skyrim.
What did I just do? Okay. You know, I was watching Buzz Lightyear of Star Command today. You ever watch that?
No.
It was a Disney Channel TV series. Actually, it wasn't Disney Channel because Disney Channel didn't exist. It was ABC. It was an ABC TV series because back then Disney Channel was like for sitcoms and shit. But it was an ABC show about... It was basically a show within a show. It was about the Toy Story gang watching a TV show about Buzz Lightyear. It's a parody of those, like, merchandise-driven toy shows, like G.I. Joe and shit.
I see.
Except there's no Buzz...
Not actually one of...
Well, yeah, because there weren't, but at the time there weren't Buzz Lightyear toys to advertise. It was just it was a side project by Disney. Because like Toy Story 2 was, you know, had just been released in theaters, and so they decided to produce like a spin-off series. It lasted for 2 seasons, I think. It was like 1 season of 52 episodes and then a second season of 13 more episodes.
Oh.
Because that's how cartoons worked back then. Have you ever wanted to make your own MrMattimation merch? Yes. In fact, I have, but nobody buys them.
Oh yeah. Buy us merch. Make more merch. Get all those Madimation memes trending.
Once Swole Foods gets off the ground, I'm gonna start
We need to
making
start
a bunch
getting some memes. Then we can put them on T-shirts.
I'm just gonna make like a light blue T-shirt that just says "meme" on it in black text. People would buy that, I
don't
think.
want people to buy that.
Well, I don't either, but they would.
They would. I'd be very disappointed because they're wearing it ironically. I'll save this file as Wednesday. I'm sure I'll remember what that means.
It was Wing Wednesday today, and I learned my lesson from last time. I didn't get any buffalo sauce on, because the buffalo sauce they use here ain't your granny's fucking buffalo sauce. This is some hardcore shit.
Oh, good. It's always weak sauce.
Like I was sitting in the fucking cafeteria sweating the last time last Wednesday.
Dude, that was me last night because it was so goddamn hot. I couldn't sleep.
So I have a fan running right now. I don't know if you can hear it. I have a fan.
Right,
I have a fan running right now because. So if I turn on the AC unit in here, it's still just heat coming out because I can't.
Garbage.
I can't set the temperature.
It's so hot yesterday. I was sweating all night. I had the grossest, stickiest sleep. Ugh.
So this unit is set to only shoot out heat, and people have been complaining to the building managers about it. And they were like, "Yeah, we'd love to do something about it, but it takes like 5 days to switch the unit."
Yeah, they said that. I wonder how. Yeah, they said that last time.
And I was like, "What do you mean it takes like 5 days? What are you
That's
doing?"
what they said last time, but maybe that's why. I thought they changed that. I assume that they changed it now that we have the ability to regulate the thing within plus or minus 2 degrees. Or whatever.
This is part of the reason why I want to move into one of the other dorms that's closer to campus, because those ones you can regulate the temperature in the room.
Wow.
Because they have actual AC units and not goddamn HVACs from 1950.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm gonna go flush that tuition down the toilet. just like they're doing. Where does it all go? Not here.
Okay.
I'm not upset that the construction team is super loud in the morning, right outside my window. I'm upset that it's super loud right outside my window, and I'm paying the same for housing as everyone else who doesn't have the construction team outside my window.
See, that's the one upside to this dorm, is it's way fucking cheaper than all the other ones.
Oh, well, that's worth it.
With that being said, I am 100% willing to pay a little bit more to go live in a nicer dorm where I have proper air conditioning and where I don't wake up in the middle of the night sweating and like feeling like I'm about to die. I think there's also mold in the building now.
Oh, dude.
Because
that's like mine.
There's this odd smell in the room every time I come in now. I think it's mold.
I don't know. We have visibly had mold problems. And fruit fly problems. Fruit flies are dead. Not sure about the mold.
There's I saw a couple of fruit flies flying around today, and I really hope that
don't look in your room if you have anything in your room.
Does it smell like shit? It smells like mold. It smells like what I imagine mold would smell like. This might come as a surprise to people, but I have never lived in moldy conditions until possibly now.
I don't know what mold smells like either. I don't make a habit of smelling mold.
I don't.
So even if I am smelling it, I don't know I'm smelling it because I don't put my nose in it to figure out what it smells like. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. Where's my Tums? There it is. I wonder if I raise enough of a big-ass stink about it, if they'll move me to a different dorm, like, immediately.
It might.
Because I know my roommate, who was very vocal about how shitty this dorm was last semester, they straight up offered to move him to another dorm at some point.
I wonder how shitty I have to be to get a discount on my housing. Because they didn't tell me the construction team would be here every goddamn day when I signed the housing agreement.
See, there's construction going on, like, right over there, but they're not nearly as loud. And also, they don't operate at ungodly hours in the morning.
Define not, right over there.
It's like... It's not right outside my window. And I also live on the 4th floor.
I live on the ground floor, and they are... I want to say 10 feet.
Okay, yeah, they're not quite 10 feet away.
They're working on the road closest to me, which is like 10 feet. Like 30 feet if I go in the other direction.
The other thing is the construction is... They're building a fucking... like, a skyscraper. Yeah. So a lot of the construction is not happening at the floor. It's happening on cranes and shit.
You know what they're doing? They're digging up the asphalt. I think they're installing pipes. That's what it looks like anyways. Because they're just digging a huge line through the asphalt.
Mm.
And, also some of the sidewalk. Dude, have you ever seen a cement saw?
No.
It's fucking cool. It's one of them was just like, playing around with. I don't actually know what he was doing with it. It was running and it wasn't cutting anything, but there was a huge chunk of the sidewalk carved out, and there's this huge saw.
What's the worst SCP for you to survive from? I don't know. I don't read SCP shit.
What do you mean survive from?
Like, which one would maim you the worst and make you wish you were dead, or like, which one's the hardest to survive against? Because I would say the hardest to survive against is the one that I played as in that game, where I was literally invincible and just killed everybody. Repeatedly.
God's pretty hard to survive against.
Who's the one with no face?
That's a lot of them.
Who was the one that I was playing as where you guys looked at me and I went into rage mode and... 096, okay. That guy's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was
don't know
6.
Don't know why he's always crying though.
I don't know either. Probably because
I don't know what he's
ugly, he doesn't want anyone to see him.
I'm ugly and I don't cry all day about it.
Well,
well
you also don't kill people who look at you. So.
I don't look at people and go, I'm ugly, don't stare at me, and then fucking slit their throats.
He's one of those...
No, I'm aware there are good SCPs. When I said SCP shit, I didn't mean SCP shit.
I'm into... No, I'm not. Fucking... Ugh, there are a lot of bad ones.
Like when I say... I like following pure shit on Tumblr, I don't mean I like following pure shit on Tumblr. I mean pure shit, you know? Just people being friendly.
There used to be a lot more bad ones, but there was like a purge years ago when they got...
Is SCP regulated, or...
kind of.
Or is it just a fan collective?
If your thing isn't good enough, you'll just get voted down and they'll just take it off to make room for things that people care about.
I think that's a good system.
Yeah, I think a lot of the classics are just ingrained, and so they're really hit or miss, some of them.
Oh.
I think they're like you can't get rid of the old ones, some of them.
SCP-999 is friendly and smells like food and hugs. Oh! That's a guy I want to hang out with.
Oh,
He can't be that bad. His name is 999. That's the opposite of 666. That's what happens when you take 666 and put it upside down.
Yeah, 999. That's the one. He's the slime cube. Slime dog. Slime.
He's a slime. I like slimes. They're friendly, low level, easy to kill. Except in Terraria, where they push your shit in.
No, they do not.
They do if you, if you're like me and you idle a lot.
Alright.
Then they push your shit in.
I like the, like the Series 3 SCPs, it's like 3,000 on. Most of them are pretty good, just because they can't afford not to be. Because if they're not, they get booted out. Guys! SCP on Roblox!
I'm kind of drawing Tom Pussy Lips with tiny hands here. Oops. Whatever. Hang on. Is it noticeable? It's kind of noticeable. Yeah, he's got small hands. Let's fix that. Because I've spent so much time animating Trump. I default to small hands now. It's not me jumping onto a bandwagon. His hands are objectively small. That better? That's better, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it.
So, dinner later?
Oh, no, thank you.
I know this nice little Chinese
No,
place.
really, I was curious. Like,
I can do an IDE for my coding. I can do anything in that text file.
No wonder Ganondorf is so mean. Everybody is really mean to Gerudos.
It's because they did that bad shit. Presumably. The first encounter with him is him doing bad shit. Second encounter. First encounter was just him looking evil and shit. But not really doing evil yet. And Zelda was like, I don't trust that guy.
There's just... Yeah. You show up in the castle and Zelda's like, hey, yo, check it out, look through that window. And then you look through the window, and Ganondorf's just kind of there. And Zelda's like, look at the black man. I don't trust him. And then he looks at you, and then Zelda's like, look, he looked at us.
Oh yeah.
And, like, granted, her fears were confirmed later. But
Did
still...
she really know? Was she just racist and was lucky and got right?
Yeah, she got lucky. And then in, like, the later games, Ganondorf is just a straight-up beast. Oh, you know what? Actually, hang on. He was a straight-up beast in A Link to the Past, too. Actually, now that I think about it, was Beast Ganon the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Then he became Diplomat Ganon.
Yeah.
He was trying to change his ways, and then Zelda said mean things about him, and he snapped. And
That's not what happened. Probably. Probably not what happened. Oh man, what if like someone got elected office and then 7 years later it's just like a dark miasma in the sky? Everything's dead. Yeah, I can't believe the fan did that. Pretty impressive.
did you know Undertale: The Twin Souls takes place in an alternate dimension where racism is real? And that's this dimension.
God damn it.
Some of the human characters from the Twin Souls are going on to become recurring characters in Soul Foods, and I'm really hoping nobody raises questions about the fact that there's suddenly animal people running around when 5 years ago there weren't.
Let them make their own conspiracies. That's what I want to happen. the conspiracies about how the animal people are slowly infiltrating society. Or the racist theory that animals represent immigrants. Racist? Xenophobic.
Thankfully, the animals are for the most part treated like white people in Swole Foods, except Mo, who's treated like an immigrant. Okay. Dmitry Koblos just realized something. What'd you just realize? Is it that the president's an idiot? Your ears look like biscuits. I mean, they are semicircles. I suppose biscuits are semicircles. If you, like, look at them from a certain angle and cut it in half. Or are you talking about the way I draw ears and then... In which case, that's not a biscuit.
Can't remember. Sometime.
Hang on, I just realized I haven't animated Tom Pussy Lips blinking once. I should probably do that. He looks like a goddamn maniac. Meant the lower left corner. What, you mean the old way I drew ears like this? That's no biscuit. That's a bitch get.
Yeah, that looks right. Okay.
There's an SCP, which is a bong. Now that's one I want to befriend.
Is that one of the joke SCPs?
Is there an SCP that's just a guy named Dave?
Maybe.
And his power is he goes up to you and says, "Hi, I'm Dave."
Probably not.
The bong has time travel.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Well, how the fuck do you contain something that has time travel? Think, McFly, think.
Put it in the bong.
Do SCPs have nicknames? How would I know? You're the SCP guy.
Names. It's on their title page at the index. List of indexes. Indices.
Does SCP stand for shit, crap, piss? Ha!
No.
Hey man. Not much.
It's been a while since I went to the SCP wiki. Oof. Hope the canon is not. There's not too much more bullshit in it. A lot of stuff to keep track of.
Poison, you say? I heard about you and your honeycomb cereal. So what's the deal with the SCPs? Are they created? Were they found? What's up with them?
They're just found.
Okay.
Mostly. A few of them have been created. Mostly they just show up or are found.
You know, for a containment place, that SCP place seems to have a lot of breaches.
Only the water and a few others. It's usually not that bad.
Okay, now comes the hard part.
Okay, let's just go in. Throw some code at the wall, see what happens.
I gotta draw Undyne's model sheet later because she's actually getting a slight design change for the Twin Souls 5. And by slight, I mean she's gonna be wearing full armor this time. Gonna be wearing full Kilgarian armor. You know, let's be smart about this. Let's copy some lines. That's something nice Toon Boom allows you to do that Flash doesn't. You can copy individual lines while you're working. Which, makes it very easy to be lazy, actually.
Oh, I ran the wrong tests. I think that's good? I better run the other one. It's better than the last time I ran these tests, though.
Any boys time bother me train that no play round like game shot. Anyway me feel like me spear shot one movie that one me and me now. The badness trophy me done claim that. Oh I'm a flying and a plane that. Bad and bad, bad, bad and bad, bad and bad, bad. I dem a go on bad, bad and bad, bad, bad and bad. Here comes the boom, boom, bounce, $1,000,000 house, money that we count, flip a couple ounces, yeah, yo like a mount, hit them apples, spitting the blood like a fount, now they get my cash up, mass up the ritual, take you all this earth as quick as doctors deliver you, Papa said a man ain't no man if he got no principle, no business on my cell, ain't no telling just what he said too, people they wanna see me, they didn't no mercy on my head,
better than that thing. Well, it was. Maybe making progress.
I couldn't make them a rampage, and them know some of mine and me haunted. No care if me want run wanted, but from me a damn kid. The 17 of my favorite black boy drop and the gun and me waving that. And no glue when the harm a piece with shot. Can't win no war with chat. Boy, and the rabbit big up and some lay down flat. I forgot to my direct someone near the flat. Me no hang out a bar that a be a top spot. Them only full up a be a tough chat. Unruly. Bad and bad, bad, bad and bad, bad and bad, bad. Why them a go on bad? We bad and bad, bad, bad and bad, bad and bad, bad. Why them a go on bad?
Okay, that was really close.
Hey Michael, did you know that, I learned this today, did you know that Adolf Hitler admired Walt Disney?
No. No comment. Ugh.
Let's actually copy that line. Paste it, just kind of. Drag it over that way. There we go. You have a good night, Dmitry Kobos. Those lines can also be pasted. There we go. You know, Michael, I just really don't like Tiggers.
Why not?
Keeps bragging about he's the only one. What's up with that? It's not something to brag about. You're going extinct. You know, this guy's hair kind of makes him look like JFK. JFK, by the way, had a stupid haircut.
Eh. Who cares? Run that shit. If it loads, it's on my virtual machine. Oh. Oops. I messed up.
You know, a lot of people say that the Kingdom Hearts story is really complicated.
It's
And
not.
it is.
It's just dumb. Everyone's Xehanort. Half of Organization 13 is Xehanort.
I remember, Egoraptor tweeted, like, man, I love this series, but I can understand how, if you're like an outsider looking in, this game probably looks fucking nuts. And all the replies were shit like, Aaron, you piece of shit idiot. If you had even bothered to play Kingdom Hearts Final Chapter Prologue 2.8 HD, you would know.
It was all
And he
explained in the shitty phone game.
And the reasoning he used was, okay, so imagine, right, you just finished watching Toy Story, and Toy Story 2, and you decided to go watch Toy Story 3, but before you can understand what happens in Toy Story 3, you first have to get the Toy Story 1.8 collection, which is only on VHS. And then there were people who were like, well, if you didn't get the Toy Story VHS collection, that's your fault. And it's like, no. Your story should be accessible to people who only played the main titles. There was somebody on like an anti-vax forum who was like, my 3-year-old is not vaccinated and there's a measles outbreak in my state. Any suggestions for precautions I can take to protect her? And all the comments were things were like, yeah, might as well just kiss that kid goodbye. This comment says, got it. You could expose her to a weakened or inactive strain of the virus so that her immune system is better equipped to recognize and combat the actual virus she'll inevitably come into contact with, which will decrease the likelihood of her getting sick. I tried to say disease and sick at the same time. That didn't work.
Was there any response to that one?
It says somebody replied, but it doesn't show the reply, just the comment. Just between us, this kid is not your favorite, right? She's 3 years old. Well, that's middle-aged. She's lived a good life.
Vaccinate your kids.
Martin Luther toy becomes fastest selling Playmobil figurine of all time. Why is he light-skinned? Because Martin Luther was white and German. I get mixing them up based on the names alone, but I'm concerned about the people who think Martin Luther King Jr. routinely wrote with a quill or dressed like a Renaissance man. Why is Martin Luther the fastest sold Playmobil figurine? Okay, this one next. How long have I been going? Oh, about an hour and a half. Damn, an hour and a half, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 frames. I hate this job.
I hate what I'm doing too.
Honestly, this frame actually could be a cleaned up frame if, like, this hand was better and there weren't these, like, irregularities with the lines right here. Can't wait until Swole Foods when I don't have to make it look like a fucking high-budget action film on a $0 budget.
MrMattimation $0 budget. It's very sad.
This one's being animated at a different aspect ratio, so hopefully that'll be cinematic enough that people won't question some other mistakes. People will just look at the black bars on the tops and bottoms of the screen and be like, whoa! Except there actually won't be black bars unless you watch it in full screen, because YouTube natively supports non-16:9 aspect ratios now.
Oh.
I'm doing Swole Foods at 2:1 because I like 2:1. Not sure why, there's just something about it I really like. All the cool kids are using 2:1 now, like Doctor Who is in 2:1, but all the sick ass Netflix series are 2:1. His hair kind of expands right there. Make it not. Here we go. Whoops. That's the wrong layer. Hey Michael, did you know that in East Asian countries they're like really scared of ceiling fans?
Why?
A lot of them believe that if you leave a ceiling fan on overnight, you'll like die in your sleep because it'll like fucking fall on you and kill you. They say it's like bad luck, and like there's a very real phenomenon called a fan death over there. Or not, I'm sorry, not real phenomenon, like...
You just don't sleep under it. I don't like sleeping underneath fans either.
I'm gonna be honest with you, since I moved to Virginia, I haven't seen like a single ceiling fan.
It's been a while, yeah.
In Florida, we had ceiling fans all over the place, but no ceiling fans in Virginia, as far as I can see.
Yeah, I don't see very many, but I also don't like sleeping under them.
Maybe Virginians also have a ceiling fan superstition.
Well, no, it's just an unnecessary risk. There are plenty of places where you can sleep. I could sleep under something that might fall on me. Or I could sleep on something underneath something that definitely won't fall on me. Unless like the whole roof falls, and in that case the fan doesn't matter.
What if the fan is the thing that saves you?
It won't. No. Alright. Whatever. Okay. I better redirect some bullshit.
I almost don't need the onion skin, actually. The animatic is so... It's not an animatic now that I think about it. The rough animation is so clean here, I can pretty much just trace it. Why does Matt take so long? Oh, because he draws roughs like it's the real goddamn thing.
I never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita.
Bless you.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, the tension. Don't you see, baby, this is perfection.
Hey girl, I can see your body moving, and it's driving me crazy. And I didn't have the slightest idea until I saw you dancing. And when you walk up on the dance floor, nobody can ignore the way you move your body, girl. And everything's so unexpected, the way you right and left it, so you could keep on shaking it. Never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Because Shakira, Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel you, boy. Come on, let's go, real slow. Don't you see, baby, I see it's perfect. Babe, I know I'm on tonight, my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. All the attraction, the tension. Don't you see, baby, this is perfection. Oh boy, I can see your body moving, half animal, half man. I don't really know what
Welcome back, Dimitri Kobos.
my will, self-restraint have come to fail now, fail now. See, I'm doing what I can, but I can't, so you know that's a bit too hard to explain. Baila la calle, de noche baila la calle.
Never really knew that she could dance like this. She make a man wanna speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Because Shakira, Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you know you got me hypnotized. So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body.
Señorita, feel the conga. Let me see you move like you come from Colombia.
Mira, en Barranquilla se baila así.
En Barranquilla se baila así. Yeah, she's so sexy, I am at fantasy. A refugee like me back with the Fugees from a third world country. I go back like when Pac carried crates for Humpty Hump. We lead a whole club dizzy. Why the CIA wanna watch the Colombians and Haitians? I ain't guilty, it's a musical transaction. Boop, boop, zoop, boop, no more do we snatch rope. Refugees run the seas cause we own our own boat.
I'm on tonight, my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel you, boy. Come on, let's go, real slow. Baby, like this is perfecto. Oh, you know I'm on tonight, my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. The attraction, the tension. Baby, like this is perfection.
No fighting, no fighting, no fighting.
No fighting.
These like little settle frames are kind of the hardest ones. You gotta make sure it matches up, because you know they're right next to each other, so if there's a mistake, everybody's gonna notice. Won't be much of this in Swole Foods. We're going back to, you know, a reasonable amount of frames.
We'll see. Okay. All goes well. The thing I just wrote should work. If it doesn't, it's gonna work backwards. I gotta just reverse it.
Is it too shocking? A microphone rocking, a microphone rocky. I hear the tiger and y'all can't stop me. You're looking like a donkey, waking up groggy. Your whole flow is soggy. I'm Mr. Miyagi. I'ma make the bottles pop, Donald Trump talk. And I'ma party till I drop, take my trunks off. And I'ma make the bottles pop, Donald Trump talk. And I'ma Donald Trump walk. 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 And I'ma so sick, yo, it must be the voodoo. Fresh shampoo, redo your new hairdo. Crack new brews, cold brews, that's the dead truth. What would Twitter say? Hashtag getting bread, dude. I'm getting bread, dude. It's ridiculous. And I'ma count stacks without witnesses. And I'ma make it rain millions. Then I woke up, ordered 2 Sicilians. Lot of smoke, fog, looking like a zombie. I do it nonchalantly and bounce like a jockey. Your posse wanna copy to meet me in the lobby or meet me in the street with a beat and get body. Lot of smoke, foggy, looking like a zombie. I do it nonchalantly and bounce like a jockey. Your posse wanna copy to meet me in the lobby or meet me in the street with a beat and get body. I'ma make the bottles pop, Donald Trump talk. And I'ma party till I drop, take my trunks off. And I'ma make the bottles pop, Donald Trump talk. And I'ma Donald Trump walk. 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 And I'ma we taking this over. We gonna take it to the top, it's the jump off. We gonna make the bottle drop, Donald Trump talk. We taking this over. We gonna take it to the top, it's the jump off. We gonna
Okay.
And 1 dead.
I think that's about as far as I can go for tonight. I do need to sleep.
Love you
Yeah.
eventually. Well, see you guys later.
Yep, y'all have a good night.